Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in this world. Happy Friday, the weekend is here. You guys, my weekend is booked and busy. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and the notification bell so be notified each time I upload. And also my usual disclaimer, please don't take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. In today's video, you guys, I just want to preface this by saying all the content creators I will be talking about in this video, no disrespect to anybody, I'm not coming in and picking on anybody. This is just questions that I have, opinions that I have. And also the main reason I want to come and make this video is because I get idiots, Katie Joy stands are idiots that want to come up in my comments and be as vile as ever. Not that I'm, you know what, I know who I am, it doesn't faze me at all, but I'm going to show you some examples. And also, this is especially why I feel, in my opinion, she is so reckless and so dangerous. Just my opinion. And just to start off with one, this person says, we all know her faults and we all know how nasty she is. But for you to keep nitpicking on her every move, in my opinion, you're slowly becoming a clone. Your obsession is unnatural, yet in my opinion, you continue to keep your nastiness alive on YouTube, therefore building her channel popularity, views, etc. Unsure what gratification you gain from this, but obviously in my opinion, it has to be for subs. Please don't allow your vengeance and obsession to overwhelm you. That's just my opinion. To each their own. Everybody can have an opinion, I don't mind. But if you feel this is obsession, then I don't know what the fuck Katie is to the Duggars. I truly don't know. But one thing I can tell you, she knows how to get those subs because of the Duggars. And in my opinion, all Katie Joy subs, just my opinion, are all Duggar haters. So we all know by now that Katie Joy is being sued or has already been served by Todd Chrisley. When this all happened and went down last week, Thursday on July 21st, she seemed so happy. That didn't faze her. She was like all upbeat about it. And I have my suspicions. At that time, I feel she wasn't even fazed because she got a fat check for my AdSense. So, my opinion, that's what defines Katie, is money and how people feel about her. Just my opinion. So she was on an Instagram live that Thursday where she was, she's so relevant, thanking Todd for mentioning her and hope this is going to drive viewers to a YouTube channel or Instagram, and it went on and on and on. Lo and behold, come Friday. So she went back on an Instagram live. First she spoke about Sophie Long, then she spoke about Todd Chrisley, and she actually made this Instagram live where she says, my rape is not your content. In my opinion, this is how Katie operates. She wants to tell people that her trauma is not tea, but it's okay for her to use her trauma to gain sympathy or gain pity or whatever the hell it is. And in that video, I'm going to play a small clip where she actually told people, don't go after her, go after her perpetrator.
You're not doing it to say that my perp should go to jail. If you want to talk about my rape, why don't you talk about my perp and the man that raped me and the piece of shit he is? Okay? Because he's the one that never got charged. Talk about my perp, don't talk about me. He's the rapist, I'm the victim.
And then Saturday, she comes on a live again, and she says, I found it. Found what, Katie? Let me play this clip for you.
You guys, oh my gosh. I had a super sleuth day. Like, super sleuth day. And I was trying to set up some new accounts. My email is like trying to change over everything because obviously my email has become a popular hangout for people to send threats. I found this old email and it was sent in May. They sent me this email and I've cropped it out, but it says Josh Duggar has similar traits to Todd Girl and you're complicit with covering up your dark web usage. We see everything. The moment you stepped on our platform, you got caught. Those videos we sent you and Nat were the ones that you watched and that he watched. So if you report us, it will lead back to you. After they were starting to get like, they were getting caught, right? So they decide they're going to edit a bunch of stuff and it all happens in group DMs. So they started putting out this fake shit on Instagram or on Twitter and everyone was like, you guys, it's fake. Stop. It's all fake, because they were getting heat. So they started putting fake shit out on Twitter, trying to frame me for crimes, when only a month before I get an email from a fake account basically telling me that this is what they were going to do. Kind of dumb, isn't it? It's kind of dumb that you guys told me a month before via an email.
Now, who gets excited about finding stuff like this? Finding stuff about how your husband is going to be set up. So she knew of this going down on the 18th, and still when she made that Instagram live where her husband had no clue that he was being accused of such horrific things, that he found out when everybody else on her Instagram live found out that he was being accused of such horrific things. Okay, and then come Monday, she was all about what's going on, and this is what she tweeted on Monday. I have been sent 3 screen recordings today. These are the videos that Tina wanted Katie McDermott to release. Katie and Dustin sat on an app call while Nat thought she was speaking to me. They could not see Nat's screen but somehow knew what was being typed. Katie and Dustin coached Natalie over and over to delete the message she sends. Then the fake account I believe they controlled deleted their side of the conversation. This is how they manufactured all fake screenshots that framed me for crimes. Not only that they outed themselves as the one sending the threats multiple times, the way they speak to her is horrific. They are cold, calculated, while Natalie reads graphic and abusive text. They also sent her and me emails of children being murdered and people being raped. Katie and Natalie speak to Tina, Erin, and Dottie, who also helped spread the fake conversations around, which led to my family being reported to CPS, the FBI, and fraud. Natalie was clearly manipulated by these monsters. I've turned everything over to my attorney. This has been the scariest night of my life. I'm sharing here because I don't want Natalie blamed. She was coached and groomed for months leading up to the declaration. They taunted and abused her to believe I was evil. I believe they wanted me to be killed. That's right. This is not drama. This is not tea. This is trauma, abuse, criminal activity, and that involved so many people. I was shaking in tears tonight. I will not be sharing the video. I don't want to compromise my family obtaining restraining orders or getting charges filed. All of you will be held accountable for this horrific crime. You used a mentally ill woman and weaponized her illness to harm me, then riled up hundreds of thousands of people to make them believe I was dangerous. I truly believe you all wanted me murdered. Now, all this that Katie had stated, I'm going to show you or take a part of her Instagram live that she did last week Saturday prior to this, and look at what she did or how she communicated with Nat. And you guys, I want you to bear in mind, prior to this, a few weeks ago, maybe a week ago, Katie was on a YouTube live, Kay Baxter's YouTube live. In the beginning of it, she was annoyed by Nat, okay? But as time went on, you would swear blind that her and Nat were BFFs. She was so compassionate to Nat. And all I'm saying, I don't know this Nat person. I don't even want to venture down that road, because people and mental illness is not something you should be playing around with, in my opinion, okay? So let me play this Instagram live where she said, I found it. And this was prior to this now, okay? This all unfolded after she found out that Todd Chrisley was coming after her for slander.
This has to do because they have a cult leader that tells them I'm dangerous. So they think that I'm a dangerous, evil person. And because the tides were turning in my favor.
Does anybody know what she means by that? What tides were turning in her favor?
Natalie is dangerous, I believe. She's still contacting me. I'm still getting these fake emails. They're still pretending like it's not them. It is so clearly them.
Where's the evidence, Katie? And who is them?
Oh yeah, and Natalie's now threatening me and saying that she lied for me. Literally, she's like emailing me tonight, threatening me and acting like I've done everything. She sent me...
Why is Katie still in communication with Nat?
Oh, hold on. She keeps sending me like, you must think we're stupid. Leave us alone. You're sending your minions to threaten us. Like, I'm not sending anyone to threaten anyone. She's saying that she's tracked IP addresses now to the United States. This is a woman who claims that she's in the hospital and that despite everything, she can't stop contacting me. It's obscene. She told me that every time I caught her in something this past week, I was just asking for evidence.
Why are you still asking Nat for evidence, KJ? When you were on Kay Baxter's live, didn't you confirm that Nat handed over all socials to Saul's? So why are you still hounding this woman?
And every time I would call her out on something and be like, dude, you're lying, she would say that she was going to commit suicide. Seriously. She said, I'm going to run into a bus now. Or I almost tried to run over with myself with a train.
Katie is fully aware that Nat is mentally unstable, allegedly. She admits to continually contacting her for evidence and then comes to her Instagram to shit all over this woman. And as you are going to hear how this person threatens to harm herself, but KJ refuses to stop contacting her and continues to push her. Why can't KJ speak
And it's like, so anytime I would try to get and be like, Natalie, you did this, she would be like, now I'm going to go commit suicide. And it's like, I understand that she's an ill person.
Why are you harassing her, KJ? If you knew she did something legitimately, block her and stop fucking with her.
But when you are constantly fucking with someone and then every time you get caught doing something, then you say you're going to go kill yourself? Like, seriously. She literally told me I tried to walk into a train this week and now I almost took too many medications or something. So every time she gets caught doing something, suddenly she's going to commit suicide and she needs to go into the hospital.
Said KJ, the FBI is investigating. Why are you still keeping tabs on her? Just block her. Hand everything over to the authorities. Are you seriously getting off listening to this woman threatening to end her life? Is that what you would like her to do? If you continue harassing her for evidence and she does hurt herself, are you going to feel better?
And tonight she's emailing me from her altars and threatening that she's going to expose me.
How does Katie know that that was Nat's altar emailing her? Wow.
And now she's mad. She says that I'm putting out lies. You're slandering me. Don't ever contact us again. Stop telling lies. I didn't even contact her. She's the one emailing me, telling me never to contact her. She's like saying that she's going to put out it and she has receipts. She says that I made her lie for her. Like, I literally did not ask her to do anything for me. It's like constantly getting, and the only, it's, And then she constantly says, like, I could tell that she sent threats this week. So last week, it was crazy. I was emailing her, and then within, like, I had not talked to anyone else. And then suddenly I started getting threats about what was happening in emails with her. And I was like, dude, you're sending the threats, or you're telling one of your friends what we're talking about, and they're sending the threats.
Please, you guys, if this person has wreaked so much havoc on a person's life, and after all Katie has said Nat has done to her, she insists on going back and forth with this woman.
And then here's her, we don't want to be friends with you anymore. I was never friends with her, like, ever. Get a life, leave us alone, stop sending us emails. She was the one that initiated the contact. I said, stop. I told her in my email back, leave me alone. And then she told me, you lied, we lied for you, and we'll never do it again. And now she's trying to say that the IP tracks to a street away from me. The IP address. She's so...
Bear in mind, people, this is allegedly a mentally unstable person that KJ is talking to like this. Again, what happened to the FBI investigation? Why is KJ pleading this case to strangers on social media?
I have screenshots of everything, and I don't know if Natalie's still in contact with Little Miss Noble. So for months, some people didn't believe it, right? And then a lot of people believed, and then they had the hashtag I stand with Nat, and saying that I was abusing her, and we knew the whole time she was lying. And but what we didn't realize was that she had a group of people helping her. So she had Little Miss Noble helping her, she had Dustin Kinley helping her, she had Tina helping her, she had Dottie helping her, and they're all helping her. And they're all a cog in the wheel.
But just a week ago, on Kay Baxter's Live, Katie was saying how Nat was manipulated by these people. She feels bad for her. She also went through some horrific things. Now, who do we believe? What do we believe? Now, you guys, how ironic is it that Unirock seemed to have gotten these screenshots or screen recordings, which he in turn went and showed them on his channel the day Katie was getting her restraining orders and stuff like that. Now, we know that Unirock and Katie used to be on good terms, and it all went bad when Unirock actually outed Katie for doxing Creepshow Art, which she totally denied, and up to today she still denies it. And I found this screenshot on Twitter. Katie, I just talked to Uni. He's not mad at you, but no matter how scary it gets, please keep having faith and trust him as a friend. He promises you everything will work out like in December. He just needs time to upload and live stream, and it'll all work out in the end. And then Katie responds and says, he's causing me so much pain. You don't get it. I didn't dox her. I shared a link because it had tweets, and you told me his video was about Creepshow Art. He told me that. That's all, was trying to help him. All of those photos were public from her IG. She doesn't hide her face, and her name is well known. I didn't see the name in the link, and I didn't argue with anyone. I literally understood and apologized. I didn't see her name. I'm losing hundreds more subscribers because of his accusations against me. Why wouldn't he just talk to me, going online, blasting me like this? And then we get these screenshots of Todd, her husband. My balls are made of crystal. This is 3 months ago. Unirock is a piece of shit, period. Of all the YouTube gatekeepers, he's probably the most insufferable flip-flopping grifter out there. He can be bought, and he has been bought. The piece of shit sure had no problems taking money from us, though he's just another big mouth YouTube gatekeeper who thinks he's the moral authority, but he's a spineless loser. Now, this is what she said last week, Friday, on her Instagram Live.
Unirock, you're not helping me by he's literally on his channel tonight claiming that someone's helping us or helping him do something and he's going to expose this person. That person never gave him the permission to say that, and that person never agreed to do anything.
So you guys, my question is Unirock working with Katie to get a certain story out there or to muddle things? It's just it just doesn't make sense. It truly does not make sense. And why I am heading down or thinking that maybe Unirock was paid by Katie, let me play this clip for you.
I remember a situation recently, like, where she was, like, being harassed and stuff like that. And here's the thing. I don't condone harassment against Katie Joy or really anyone for that matter. But she reached out to, like, me to try and get me to, like, help her out and, like, defend her and stuff in the situation. And I was actively considering it, but I was giving her advice before I did so of, like, look, you need to, like, learn to have a little bit of self-control on social media, not address this stuff publicly. I know you have all these, like, public freakouts anytime anything goes wrong or whatever, right? But, like, you need to stop with that shit because it's not making any of your situations any better. And, like, she couldn't even go 24 hours without taking my advice, and I'm like, fuck this shit. This woman has no self-control whatsoever. She's on her own.
So, you heard it from Tipster. She did reach out to him when she was in some hot water and was needing help to get out of a situation. And clearly, he felt that Katie is just unhinged, in my words. So what the hell is going on here? You know, through all this, from the get-go, from the whole Tati situation, KJ has claimed that she's been stalked, she's been harassed, all this. She's named so many people, but there's no clear evidence. We cannot trust anything or anybody today because of these fake screenshots. So I did go and I did listen to Steve McRae's explanation and court documents of everything that unraveled. Now, to me, it seems as though Katie does seem to have an issue when she doesn't get her own way. From what I understood, Katie inserted herself in this problem that happened between Steve McRae and his business partner. She went and inserted herself and chaos ensued, okay? This always happens with Katie Joy. She keeps inserting herself where she's not supposed to. What's not your business, stay out of it. So in turn now with Steve McRae, they actually just settled everything with an NDA, and because she was going through a lawsuit with Tati. So everything was settled, nobody could speak about each other, and that was it. Until now, a year later. Because I found on Twitter, this was Unirock coming to Steve's defense.
The problem is, she named those people in her Instagram stream that's linked on the front of my Twitter. And guess who those people are? Listen to this insanity. They are the same people that accused Steve of being a rape apologist. They are the same people that accused Steve of every other thing out there under the sun that he's been accused of. She named those people. She's working with Steve's trolls while saying that Steve is leading a troll group. That's the most bitter irony, Katie. That you are literally working with. Provable. There's no way to say it's not true. Fiona is a troll that hates Steve McRae. And Steve has never sexually harassed Fiona. No one would. You couldn't pay the most desperate dude out on the street to sexually harass Fiona. They would turn to stone the instant they looked at her. Okay, I'll stop. I'm allowed to make fun of Fiona. She does nothing but harass Steve. And the other people that Katie named, XX Lid, or whatever her name is. Yeah, that same fucking person that has accused Steve of thing after thing after thing after thing. Who always goes, they always stand up and say, yes, we've got evidence that Steve has harassed us. We've got evidence that he's a rape apologist. They've literally done this more than 100 times. They've been doing this to him for years, but never once, even while claiming they have evidence for every claim, have they ever been able to produce a single piece of evidence, Katie. And that's the issue. This is why you're not a valuable reporter. You're not a valuable commentary on these types of events. Because if you can take this much of these liars and not even do the 30 seconds of checking to see that Fiona is lying to you. Fiona did you in, Katie. Because with Fiona tricking you into telling people that reporting this you have reported, on the same channel that does your commentary, you have reported that Steve McRae sexually harassed 5 women. You reported that. Now, you didn't say there were allegations or anything. You literally said that he did it, which makes people think that he was taken to court and tried and been convicted for doing it, which is not true. He didn't even do it. He's never even been around those people. He hasn't been able to sexually harass them. He's literally just... I don't even understand where this comes from, and I don't understand how somebody that calls themselves a reporter can sit there and say on YouTube last night and on Instagram last night that Steve McRae sexually harassed 5 women. It's insane, but it shows you're not a reporter. You're a gossip mill. And people think they're coming to you for hard-hitting journalism. Yes, you did say that in your stream last night, but what they're getting are allegations, gossip, rumors, and bullshit. Okay? Sourcing a story makes you a reporter. Going to your channel and saying something before it's been verified and sourced makes you a gossip columnist.
This is all just a shit show, in my opinion. Okay? A total shit show. So, all these people that Katie accused of stalking and harassing her, they were all on Steve's channel. And at the end of the day, anybody and everybody can come to their own defense. We cannot, with no evidence, we cannot, and this is just me, go and jump down somebody else's throat because of what Katie is saying. If Katie knew that Tina has been stalking her for so many years, why did she leave it for so many years? Why? Now let me be very clear, crystal clear. I am not coming to anybody's defense. I'm not saying that these people are innocent. I'm not saying they're guilty. But we have not been given solid evidence that either Steve McRae is behind all this, or Tina's behind all this, or Dottie's behind all this, or EKC people suckers behind all this, or whoever else is behind all of this. I myself personally have not seen concrete evidence. And on the other hand, it's like if Steve McRae is playing all these people or making these people do all this, it's like, damn, you have something very golden. I'm just saying. There's so many fake things going around, screenshots, emails, all that bullshit. It's so wrong to just go off your speculation and accuse somebody of doing something when you don't have solid proof. Like how she says that she doesn't want to name who she got the RO on. In my opinion, I think it's LMN or Dustin, because that shows in that screen recording that Unirock showed, that could be proof or evidence to the court that, you know what, my life is in danger. And I get that. But when it comes to all these other people, no, you can't be doing that. And that's just me. That's just my opinion. But when she found out that her son was being used in such a horrible way, she should have followed Salt's lead and taken action there and then. You can't come and sit on your pedestal or your high horse or your recliner and say that nobody can mess with your child. You allowed them to mess with you. You left them to mess with your child. Me, I've been down that road. I took care of it immediately. It's on my channel. I've spoken about how when my daughter was harassed or stalked, we took care of it personally. And do you think for 1 minute, after everything that went down with Salt and how she wants to report him through during the lawsuit to the bar and all that shit, now all of a sudden she's so far up his ass, it's unbelievable. How he's a millionaire, how you don't want to mess with him. You should have known that from the beginning, Katie. And do you think he would approve or be happy about the fact that you sat on somebody's live and spoiled his business on how he is starting a civil lawsuit? I haven't heard of anything. But you just go and you yap your mouth. Isn't the FBI investigating all of this? But you choose to sit on your Twitter and announce to the world or whoever follows you and name people that you don't even have proof of that's doing all this shit. How dangerous is that, Katie? And how wrong is that? You're just going off your own speculation, accusing people. I've got DMs from people saying thank you for pointing out your bullshit. Because people that follow you are from those states and they worried about, oh shit, is it me? Just for commenting on your channel, Katie. But it's here nor there. In my opinion, Katie seems to have a pattern. Whenever she can't get her own way, whenever her back is against the wall, Katie can't humble herself, sit back, reflect, make a decision. Just, why me? Why is it always you that's involved, Katie? Why? You're such a shitty person, in my opinion. It was shown what you did recently with Todd Chrisley. That was fucked up, okay? You on your channel are sitting there and discussing how men are talking about your essay. Well, there's also women that were discussing your essay. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. People can do what they want to do. I'm not accountable for them, okay? But this is how, in my opinion, dangerous Katie is. She is telling people, and bear in mind, Katie was the one to sit on her channel and out her perpetrator, his family, their businesses. The detective that did her wrong, she outed all these people. She named them. And we know, I know personally how fucked up and insane Katie Stans are, okay? Katie Stans will drive past the Duggars and send the information. Katie Stans will go to a courtroom and get documents, legal documents on a 9-year-old little girl that she accused of being a brat. So Katie can have those documents. Then, Katie now is all about this whole Steve McRae business and how he's not a good person. That's on you. Then we move on to people need to go after a perpetrator. Why, Katie? Why? Now, how can we forget just recently what Katie did to Preacher Boy? Because Preacher Boy was warned about her dirty ways. Preacher Boy did his due diligence and researched her and came to the conclusion that he would not work with her because he doesn't agree with her deliverance. What did she do? She was quick to reach out to Preacher Boy, blowing all the smoke up his backside. And because he didn't respond in time, she turned on him. I'm going to leave his video down below. You can go and check it out yourself. In turn, Katie went on her Instagram and alluded to the fact because he was raised in the IFB community, she classed him as being an abuser. There's plenty of videos out there, plenty of videos. That man had to come on his Twitter because people were coming at him for being an abuser, that he had to set the record straight. That he doesn't abuse his wife, he doesn't abuse his kids. And how can he abuse his sisters? And he stated, because he doesn't have any sisters. This is how dangerous Katie is, in my opinion. So this is how Katie uses her own trauma to gain followers, to gain views, to gain clicks, to gain whatever the fuck. But this is what she says. She says, hi everyone, I really promote my Twitter, but I'm trying to grow my audience over there and improve engagement. I'd love for you to join me on Twitter. My Twitter currently is all about investigating the harassment and stalking my family has gone through. I've been working hard to identify specific people in order to take legal action. This has been a super trying time emotionally, and I would love some support on Twitter. It's so hard to find on Twitter. Help me reach 10K. Follow me here. Really, people? Really? What happened to the FBI investigating? What happened to that? So why 10,000? It just makes no sense. So it's okay for her to put out on how her family is actually what? Being stalked and harassed to gain viewers or to gain subscribers. She said how many times, even from the lawsuit with Tati, she was saying, thank you so much to the FBI. Now they know who's doing all this. So now you're doing your own investigating. She was the one that said Salt has all the evidence or everything Nat has handed over. So which means she doesn't need to communicate with Nat. But she insists on communicating with. Why is she still communicating with Nat? She's so terrified of this person, but she's still communicating with this person. It just makes no sense. She said that she was going through and trying to get rid of this email of hers that's attached to a second channel. As I'm filming this, you guys, Friday afternoon, that email is still there. What does that tell you? This woman is just looking for sympathy, looking for pity, looking for people to be on her side, in my opinion. How many people has KJ gone on her social media and named that were totally vindicated of anything that KJ accused them of? She's putting so many people in harm's way. How long is this going to go on? How long? She's just out there naming people. First, she's all for people that called out Nat, like Charlotte and T-Spiracy. Then in turn, what did she do? She started going off on T-Spiracy for the one to enabling Little Miss Noble and whoever else for calling CPS on her child. Can you not make up your mind, Katie? All Things Sassy. She was bragging about All Things Sassy, how All Things Sassy came to her and said, oh no, she's not a bad person. This is going too far. Today, I just saw a video of All Things Sassy. Made a video about her different personalities. I'm going to link that too below. Feel free to go and watch that, you guys. Feel free. Now, this is, in my opinion, so dangerous. She went and she named everybody and their mother. We don't see the evidence. I've never seen anything concrete to say these people are doing that. I haven't. I'm not going to go and jump down anybody's throat until I see evidence. But what I am going to do is keep on calling out KJ's bullshit and how she's putting people in harm's way, in my opinion. Now, these are the messages I've been getting from her stands, which it just makes me think, really, people? Is this the person y'all really want to come at me for? This does not affect me at all. It's just that I want to draw your attention to how vile Katie stands are. She says her subscribers don't do anything of the sort and bullshit like that. But this is how vile they are. It must be hard for you having to live each day with this amount of self-loathing, to be that freaking clueless to think that anyone shows people who they really are. The real WOACB is when the camera shut off. The same goes with Slim Shady. I get it, but your butt hurt. Katie has a neck, you don't. But that's not her problem. You also can get people hurt. Being uneducated while having access to Google doesn't make your opinion worth the energy you used thinking it up. Maybe spend less time judging and more time working on your healthy lifestyle. If you work really hard on giving up Pepsi and those Big Macs, you'll not only have a neck, but also be able to see your feet, knees, and vajayjay. Come on now, touch those toes. You can do it, fatty. This person must be very happy with themselves after that. And you know what? I own my weight. I own who I am. I'm not going to come on and put makeup on and make myself look the way that I'm not supposed to look. This is me. This is who I am. You see me, this is the way you see me. You're going to see me like this out there. Okay, for number one. Number two, I'm not going to go and put on and be somebody that I'm not. Okay, that's not, I've never been that way. I'm never going to be that way. I don't use a filter to make myself look or hide my flaws. Nah. This is who I'm going to be today, tomorrow. This is how I was yesterday. So as long as you feel happy with yourself on saying all that, good for you. Now, this person says, I think Katie Joy is awesome and I watch her all the time. What good mother doesn't talk about her kids? So what she's doing, nothing wrong. She's not bragging about her son having a disability. She's simply stating the fact that her son has a disability that requires her care. Good point. she's not bragging about her son having a disability. She's simply stating that her son has a disability that requires her care. Emphasis on requires her care. So there was a video that I made not so far back where when he did require her care, what did he do? What did she do? In my opinion, she just stayed on her live, stayed on her Instagram, stayed wherever she needed to stay, and left him to scream, faff, do whatever he was doing. So I'm not going to come on here. She wasn't bragging, but she uses, in my opinion, her son's disabilities for her advantage, for her to gain sympathy, to gain pity, to gain subscribers, to gain super chats, to gain all that shit. So let's be clear about that. Let's move on. We brag on our kids for being in sports, cheerleading, whatever. I'm sure if that situation was true for her, she would be bragging about that. As far as insulting others on her channel, oh, I'm sure she must have meant especially where Duggars are concerned. Many all around the world grew to love this family and their values and wanted to follow their paths. Who the fuck wanted to follow the Duggars path? Who? I was just fascinated at how they could be raising so many kids, or how they had so many kids, but that's just me. So you were the idiot for wanting to want to follow their path, in my opinion. Just to find out how misled all of was. Oh, wow. And as far as any insults, you have been on here all day insulting her. Shut up. Really? I would suggest, number one, you want to be a keyboard warrior, sit behind your thing and say all this, taking up for a woman, which I'm going to show you in the next clip, the type of woman you're taking up for. And another thing is, you are a coward. And I'll say that because you're telling me behind your computer keyboard to shut up. You're a dumbass. That's what you are. Because I would 100% respect you if you could tell me that to my face. So, for you cowards out there, they want to tell me about how I'm jealous, I'm obsessed, I got vengeance, all this bullshit, calling me out for who I am. I know who I am. I'm happy with who I am. I have my pros, I have my cons. But who is perfect? Okay, number one. Number two, I would never use any of my kids as a pawn to gain sympathy, to gain monetary value, to gain pity from anybody. Never would I do that. And another thing, this is the type of person you're standing up for.
I stopped believing in God was because my child was so fucking sick, and everyone kept telling me, well, God wouldn't give you more than you can handle, and you're doing this because God knows that you can. And to those people, I want to tell you, fuck you. Because nobody I know would ever walk in my life and tell anyone that you can handle this. No one can handle this. No one. And I will say that my son's illness and my son's developmental issues put me at my lowest point mentally, put me at my lowest point with my mental health. I just don't want you guys to think that Mother's Day for every mother is happy, because it's like a dark day in my life. I kind of get depressed on Mother's Day, and I get depressed on his birthday. And because it's just kind of a reminder of his life is so fucked up.
Also, there is a video that I did make, which I'll link down below, on which Katie Stans came and used a racial slur on me, called me a keffa. And the meaning of that is equivalent to the N-word used in the United States. Really? And again, I'll say, I would highly 100% respect if you can call me that to my name, to my face. Can't do that. You can't do that. You're cowards. So you guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload. If you would like to share this video, please feel free to share it. Have a fantastic weekend. Please be safe out there, and don't forget, please be kind to one another, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.